Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good, man? It's good to be back. We took a little hiatus,
Yes,
man. We took a little
sir.
break, but I think it was needed, man. We got a little bit of when we come back, we're ready to roll, right? Like I got some good shit to talk about. I know you're gonna have some good shit to talk about. We're gonna have some great conversation.
Let's
But
go.
moving on into Tank's take. Today, I wanted to talk to not just you, Prince, but everybody watching about cutting kids. And I'm not just talking about do you cut kids, yes or no. That's the easy
Probably because you already know my take on that.
that's an easy answer question type deal, right? I want to know is do you cut kids? And if you do, what is your stance on the price point for them? And the reason why I ask this is I see this all the time on social media. We have a little debate going on in the barbershop as well that sometimes people feel that the haircut prices for kids should be the same, more or less, right? And I can understand all of them. I understand them all.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Me personally, people always ask me this on social media. Well, I don't want to say always, but they ask me this on Instagram and YouTube sometimes. It's like, Tank, how do you price your kids' haircuts? Do you charge less? Do you charge the same? Do you charge more? And I have a reasoning for me charging less. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, bro, why are you charging less for a kid, man? It should be equal. Reason why I charge less when it comes to kids clients is the majority of my kid clients, Prince, I'm talking about like just me, it's either like a father and son or a father and 2 or 3 sons.
I get that.
Or it's a single mom coming in with the kids, right? So for the group of the father and the 2 sons, haircuts can get pricey. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I do the kids, I like to, cut it a little cheaper. And then the same thing for like the single moms, you know what I'm saying? Like single moms got a lot going on as is, right? So I ain't trying to make it break the bank with them or them not be able to afford it, or they want to get a haircut by me because they like the way I cut hair, but they can't because of the price point. So that's why I charge slightly less for children. But that's my reasoning for it. And yes, I cut kids, Prince. I know you said earlier. I already know your answer. We done talked about this before. I know you don't want to cut kids, but I don't mind cutting kids.
I pay my dues, man.
But go ahead, Prince. If you were to cut kids, I already know you don't, but if you were, what's your price point or what's your stance on the pricing for kids' haircuts?
All right, so first of all, I ain't got no problem with the kids. I love the kids. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of motivational speaking. I go to high schools. I do cut kids. I cut my clients' kids. I just don't accept any new kids. And I got 2 reasons for this. And to me, they're valid reasons. So first of all, I love the kids, man. The kids, and I promote that barbers cut kids because you cut them kids, they keep coming back to you. They end up growing up. They end up being your clients when they're adults. You know, you can build relationships with them. They become very tight. Those are tight bonds. Those are community bonds. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to watch these kids grow up. I got a kid that's in TCU right now, killing it. He's definitely going to the NBA. And I was cutting him since he was a little kid. So those kind of bonds are really great to have. So I definitely promote barbers, cut them kids. I don't for 2 reasons. One is I just feel like I paid my dues. I'm done. I'm looking for a different kind of clientele. In my shop, it's a luxury barber spa. So I do a lot of facials. I do a lot of bump stopper treatments. I do a lot of facial stuff and hot towel shave stuff. So that's my demographic that I'm trying to go for. I'm trying to be booked up all day, every day with hot towels, facials, and fades. You know what I'm saying? So I want the
royal treatment, if you will. The royal
treatment is what we call it here. It's as soon as you go on the website, it's the first thing to book. The royal treatment. It's everything: a fade, a hot towel shave, a facial, all that stuff. So I try to target that audience, and I would love to be booked up with royal treatments all day. So that's one reason why I don't take kids. And the other reason is because it's such a luxury barbershop. I have a lot of expensive stuff in here, and kids are always, playing with stuff on my waiting room table. I have a lot of stuff. The theme is red and gold in here, so it's fake gold, obviously, but I got gold bars. I got a gold helicopter there. I got a gold globe. I got a gold airplane. And kids gonna break my stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is really expensive, and I take it really seriously, and I like that it adds to the ambiance of my shop. I have computers in here. I have a lot of tech stuff in here. I got a Sony A7 S3 camera hanging. I got my DJI cameras hanging, set up everywhere.
You got a lot of money invested into your shop, basically.
Yes, a lot of stuff in here that the kids could really ruin. So, and I'm gonna feel some type of way if I have to ask a parent to pay for that. One adult came in here and used his phone for the Apple Pay, and his phone slipped out his hand and it broke the screen of my $1,500 computer.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, so it was like, damn, like I feel some type of way about asking him to help me to pay for that. Luckily, he was my client for a long time, and he did pay half of it, but I still had to come out of my pocket. I think it was like $400 to fix the screen. He gave me $200. I still had to put the other $200, so his haircut was now free. And you know what I'm saying? And when it's a kid, I definitely am not gonna ask you to pay for that. You know, it's a kid. So I just try to avoid all of that, and that's why I don't cut the kids. But as far as the kids, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say you said something really important though that I wanted to touch on a little bit. You said that you encourage barbers to cut kids, and that's something that I think we need to spread a little more in the barber industry, bro, because I see a lot of these new barbers coming into the shop, bro. A lot of these new barbers on social media talking about, oh, I don't cut kids because, you know, they're not worth my time, or I know my worth. I don't want to cut them because it's gonna hurt my back and stuff like that. And it's like, bro, like we talk about this a lot, and I think it's because it's a major issue. But as barbers trying to build your clientele, grow your clientele, and get more money behind the chair, cutting kids is gonna get you closer to that goal. Right.
Absolutely.
I get it. I get it. Just like you, Prince, like you don't want them to break stuff. You know, so a lot of times they're kind of hard to deal with in the chair. And sometimes the parents don't be putting that discipline on them.
They don't, bro. They don't. So yeah, they'll let them wild out in your chair.
Yeah, man. But I understand, as new barbers should understand this as well, is that yes, right now this sucks, you know what I'm saying? But eventually, like you said, that little kid is gonna grow up and not be acting a fool anymore. He's gonna be a client that says, hey mom, I need to go get a haircut. Can I go see Prince? Can I go see Tank at the barbershop? I need a cut. So long term, great investment. If you're looking at it right now, like, yeah, it may not be the best thing. But okay, I got you
but
on
also
that.
Like we've said in here, a lot of these kids, like you just said, you cutting single mothers' kids. Like that kid might not have a father figure around in his life, man. So you could be like that male role model for the kid. You know what I'm saying? I definitely promote cutting them kids, man. Sometimes they need a male role model. It's good for community engagement. Those kids go to school and tell other kids, or they go to school looking fly with your haircut, get you more clients. You know what I'm saying? So it's beautiful for community engagement. It's beautiful for just being a role model. It's beautiful to do what barbers are supposed to be doing, which is serving your community. So I'm all for barbers cutting them kids. And as far as the prices, go ahead. Go ahead. Say something?
Yeah, I was going to add a little bit to what you said. You know, Marvin made a post about this. He's like, every barber wants to be, you know, like an influencer or the best barber until it actually comes to cutting hair. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's always, well, not everyone, but a lot of barbers are complaining about actually cutting hair. And it's like, bro, like that is the job. Like we became barbers to cut hair. I mean, yes, we're more than just cutting hair, but kind of what we talked about last time, but we're doing a little more than just cutting hair, but that is the job. Like literally, if you can cut hair, you can become a barber. So it's like, how are you going to complain about doing the job that you wanted to do, right? Well, go ahead, man. Finish what you were going to say. My bad. We talk about pricing. I
was going to talk about your pricing question. As far as pricing, I honestly, until you said your take, had the take of, man, I would charge them mofos a little more.
I ain't gonna
lie. I'll charge them mofos a little more because, they be like, they want the guy that's unruly, that's dribbling all over my cape, that's causing a hysteric scene in here to be charged less than the guy that sits back, relax, and give me good conversation and tips more. Like, what? How does that make sense, right? But until you said what you just said, because you were saying, because I do have, like I said, I do cut kids. I cut my friends' kids. And so my kids' prices, I don't cut kids. So there's no kid price on the list.
It's the regular haircut price.
It's the regular haircut price. So it's the same price. So that's where my prices are at. But at the same time, I look at it sometimes. I leave it alone and leave it there because I'm not going to lower it. That's for damn sure. But I leave it there. But sometimes I get that guilty feeling in my heart. Like what you were saying, I got guys that come with 3 kids. So it's him and his 3 kids. And I'm like, damn, at the end, I look at their bill and I'd be like, damn, that's high. Like this dude is coming with him and 3 kids. He's coming all the time. He's a loyal client. I kind of feel low-key messed up for charging him the same time.
$200,
yeah, like he's giving me 4 clients at one time. Yeah. And he's loyal. And it's like he's a dad trying, like when he comes, it's Father Sunday. It's like they're about to spend the whole day together. So it's like, damn, I'm starting off their day already. His day is already going in his pocket real deep before the day even starts. I know you about to take them out to eat, go play and all that. So I do low-key feel some type of way about charging the same price. Like I wish I could lower it a little bit, but the fact that I don't cut kids makes no sense for me to lower it a little bit and just keep it the same. But I do see why people would do it lower to help out people in that position. And then I do see why people would keep it at the same just because, you know, I mean, it's a harder job, to be honest.
Yeah.
But to raise it, I mean, like I said, I'm just kidding. Like I always say that I would make them higher, but I don't think it would make any sense. First of all, you'd probably be the only barber that has higher kids. You wouldn't get no clients because you would be the only barber that's charging more for kids cuts. Yeah, so you probably wouldn't even get no kids, and you won't get no clients. But at the same time, yeah, man, it's like the dad, either one brings them. The dad is bringing them, and you don't want to charge this dude hella money because he's getting a cut, his 2 kids are getting a cut, or the mom is bringing them. You don't want to charge her hella money because she might be a single mom, and you might be like forcing it. You know what I'm saying? So to put the price more, I wouldn't put the price more. I would either keep it lower like everybody else does, or I would put it the same.
Yeah, and I think I've actually seen some people say that they charge more for kids. I don't know for sure. Like, I'm not a kid. My kids don't go to other barbershops. Like my son's coming to me to get their haircut. So I don't know what these other barbers are actually charging, if they are charging more or less or whatever the case may be. But I can understand the argument for it. You know what I'm saying? Like the argument being like the little kid's head is this big. You want this compressed or this stretch blend or whatever the case may be. You want this clean taper with a design or this clean, you know.
I'm about to say most times they want the little kid to get fresh. Like they want the skin tight. They want design.
Look, I want Mario to put this on the screen for y'all. You remember the poster as a kid in the barbershop where it was like it was like all even
little boys haircuts.
Like, yes, bro, and it was like super easy haircuts.
Yeah,
and now,
not no more.
Now they're getting, you know, slick backs. The little haircuts, drop fade, birch fade.
Nah, kids ain't kids no more, bro.
And then you got this much room to work with, and they want it super blurry, you know, super icy. And it's like, bro, like, yeah, it's a littler canvas. So that's why they think like, oh, it shouldn't be as much, but that makes it harder now because I only got this much room to work with. And you want
that old boy is unruly.
Yes, bro. And then they're
going crazy in the chair. And you gotta put him in a headlock and do the haircut. Like,
bro, quick story, man. They probably gonna cancel me for this one, but I'm gonna be 100% with y'all, man. I cut this little kid like
can't cancel, take me chop. Come on, man.
I cut this little kid like a week or 2 ago, bro. And I don't know his situation. I don't know if he has, you know, a dad at home or not. You know, they only come in like once every 3 or 4 months. Kid always comes in with long ass hair, bro. Always like covering his eyes. It ain't down to his shoulders yet, but it's long, you know, Hispanic kid. And every time I cut his hair, bro, the top he's cool with. When I do shears, he's cool with, but for some reason I get those clippers out, bro, and he starts throwing a fit, fighting me, like throwing his head around.
By the vibration and the noise.
So barbers, if once I say this, y'all may know what I'm talking about. I had to give this man the claw. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, we gotta go. Like, you can't be moving, bro. Like, we can't. And you know, I feel bad afterwards, but during it's like, bro, like I got to get this haircut done. Like we already started. You already got, you know, a 2 on the sides, and I can't not fade it up. You know what I'm saying? I got to fade this in and then taper it, lining it up, whatever the case may be. So we got to get this done. So yes, like I get it, man. Like cutting kids can be hard, but we can get it done, bro. Like, and I think we talked about this on a previous episode too. Like a lot of times, bro, mom or dad, they don't need the haircut to be like super icy. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they just want it to look good enough to where they can, look, he's got a nice little haircut, right?
Hold on, before you go on about that, right? Do you think that they be saying that? Because anytime I see a mom come in and she's like understanding that he's going crazy, and then you don't give him you give him a basic haircut, you think they low-key wanted that freshie though? Because I look at them, because I look at them and I give them they came in saying they want a skin tight fade with a part and a comb over and all that, and I give them a number 1 on the side or maybe a half guard on the side because this dude's unruly. I'm not going skin tight, right? Yeah. And then they look at it like, you know, they was acting like they was cool with the basic if he gets too crazy, but I think low-key in the back of the head they wanted him.
No, man. Hey, for sure, man. Like, there's been times where like parents want a haircut, like you said, like a ball fade or something, like a drop fade or whatever. And I always tell the parents, like, look, I can give him what he allows me to. I said, I'm gonna start off by trimming the top, and then I'm gonna take the sides down. We're gonna see how low we can go. We maybe can do a skin fade. It may just be a 1 with a little taper on the sideburns in the back. That's typically my go-to, bro. When we have a kid who's just not cooperating well. Yeah, I'm giving them like a 1 or a 2 on the sides, and then just hitting them with a little baby taper on the sideburns in the back. That way I don't have to square them off or nothing. That's what it looks a little cleaner, but it's not 100% what they wanted. But it's like, bro, I'm working with what y'all giving me. Like, he still got a good haircut. You know what I'm saying? Little man was he's just moving a little bit too much, man. We can't get this. We can't get this number 7 on the board that you want, bro. Like, we got to give him what we can give him.
Sometimes I see he be going unruly, and I give him the basic, and the mom be like looking like she's not satisfied. Like, did you see he was upside down in my chair? Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? He ripped the cape like Superman.
Bro,
like,
that's
what do
the
you want me
worst,
to
bro.
do? Like, come on.
And then also, man, like the thing, like you said, like moms be wanting this extra stuff, right? There was a time where I was cutting the kid and they gave me a picture of the haircut and it was like a burst fade, right? So
Yeah.
I gave him a burst fade. Cool. You know, it wasn't like a super like stylish burst fade. It was just, you know, a burst fade. I don't want to say simple burst fades because I don't think burst fades are simple, but it was just a basic burst fade. Well, after I did it, I get him out the chair. He goes, shows his mom, and then she's like, "Hey, well, can you bring the back in a little more?" She wanted the back thinner. I was like, "All right, cool." So I brought it in a little bit, whatever. Well, then after that, she asked me to bring it in. She asked him to come back to the chair and ask if I could do it a little thinner. Well, it went from a decent burst, a decent sized burst in the back
So,
to like a mohawk fade, bro. And it's like, bro, she showed me a picture of a thick ass burst in the back. Like it was thick, like almost the whole. It was barely balled out behind the ear. And ended up with like a small ass V, like a mohawk style haircut, which is cool. Like I'm not mad at that, but it's like you could have told me you wanted a mohawk
in the first place. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times barbers won't even go back and fix it up or retouch it up. But luckily I had the time. You know, I didn't have no one else coming. So I'm like, yeah, I don't mind. But if I'm pressed for time, you get one time to come back and tell me to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe two if it's something small. But after that, like, nah, like you should have kind of knew what you wanted before you got in. And it sounds bad, right? Because we're supposed to be, you know, customer service industry in the customer service industry. And it sounds
but she gave you a picture though. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He looks like the picture. That is. Now, if they explain it to you, and maybe the explanation got lost in communication, maybe it can give them that. But show you a picture, and then you do the haircut, and it looks like the picture. That should be valid enough. Like now, you're just asking me to do a whole nother haircut.
So all in all, man, like Prince said earlier, if you're new to barbering, you're trying to build your clientele, cut them kids for the regular price. If you want to cut them a little lower because of the reasons that we stated earlier, feel free. If you want to charge more, that's on you. But like Prince said, you may not be getting no kid clients, which may be fine. You may be fine with that. Cool. But, you know, to each his own.
I mean, you might set a trend, who knows, but I don't think you're going to get it right. Yo, and shout out to the parents with them kids that sit still because, yo, when they do sit still, though, they're a pleasure.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you know what's crazy? I actually have.
They got the full hairline. They ain't receding or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like when you can get a little kid fresh and he's sitting still, and then yo, I like to talk to kids. I don't know what it is. I'm a soft mannered person, you know. So I like positivity and laughing and joking, and I like being goofy, you know. And you can be like that with a kid. We talk about cartoons and shit like that, and it's a fun experience when they're being cool. You know what I'm saying? When they're not being unruly.
And then, like you said earlier, man, I just wanted to touch on this before we move on. But you know, you said some of your kid clients, you know, they've grown up and they're playing in college now. I have this one kid. So his dad is in. I don't want to get this incorrect. I don't know if it's what part of the military he's in. You know, what I'm saying, what branch? I don't know what it is. But he's in one of them, right? Well, long story short, I gave him his first haircut when he was like 9 months, 10 months, 11 months, almost at a year, 17 years ago. They've been going from different cities. You know how it is when you're in the military. You're going from city to city. Well, they just came back basically for the summer because they're going to go somewhere else. Well, the kid turns, I think, 17 this year. And I was giving him his haircut, and me and him were talking. And I'm like, bro, like, I gave you your first haircut, bro, and you're about to graduate high school next year. Like, this is wild. I've been cutting your hair, like, obviously not consistently because he left, but I gave you your first haircut as a kid. And then hopefully I'll give you your first haircut once you become, you know, a man, you know, 18 and up, or when you decide to do something different in life. So I just think for me, that's like very rewarding, bro. Like seeing this kid grow up is wild to me, bro.
Yeah, and that's the community ties, man. That's like, you know, if he comes back and lives in your community now and he's going to college in your city and he's going to school with them freshies, he's definitely telling all his college buddies to go to my barber, man. Dude been cutting me since a kid. Got to keep them community ties up, barbers. We're servants of our community. And shout out to the kids that stay still.